Welcome, Derek Rydall here, founder of the Emerging Edge, where we deal with the principle of the law of emergence and a process that I've developed called Emergineering, which is about engineering the full emergence of your life or any aspect of it. And today, we're going to talk about step 4 in Emergineering, which is give what appears missing. And how we want to talk about it today specifically is in the area of creating an abundance mindset, cultivating and activating more prosperity, more abundance, doing what I call taking a vow of prosperity. And one of the key things to understand about this particular principle is the premise that everything that you could ever want, hope for, desire, or need is already within you. We know this now from quantum physics, that we are not merely a physical body separate and apart from everything, but that we live and participate in a field of infinite possibilities, and that we are really a center, an energetic center in this field with access to everything in the field. And this has been said in ancient scriptures and Christian texts when they talk about the kingdom of heaven is within you. Well, the kingdom of heaven is within you, the quantum field is within you, whatever terminology you want to use, it's really all saying essentially the same thing. And that is that everything that we really could ever need, want, or hope for, or desire to fulfill our destiny of greatness, or to fulfill the potential of anything that we're working on, is already contained within that idea within us, in our consciousness. And so there are 7 primary aspects to activating this abundance consciousness and really activating this 4th stage. And one of the primary statements from this 4th stage is whatever's missing is what you're not giving. So if you look at your life and you look at wherever there's a sense of lack, and so often we've been taught and trained to believe that whatever's missing is what we're not getting, that whatever's missing is what we weren't given. By our parents or by our teachers or by our mates or by our bosses or by our government. And so we're always looking to the government, to our parents, to our friends, to our family, to anyone, anywhere to give us what we seem to be missing. And the problem is even when it might appear to be the truth or the fact of the matter that we weren't given enough love or attention or respect or approval, that the truth is that nobody can give us anything that we don't already have. And the truth is that whatever's missing in our experience is not based on what hasn't been given to us, but is based on what we haven't discovered within ourselves and activated and expressed. Whatever's missing in any moment, in any given situation, truly is whatever we're not giving. Because the whole kingdom of heaven, the whole quantum field, the whole storehouse of infinite riches, the power, the presence, the peace, the love, the joy, the wealth, everything is within us, within our consciousness. Okay, so today we're going to focus specifically on activating more abundance and more prosperity in this consciousness of supply. And one other key thing to understand is that supply and abundance is not material. That's another mistaken understanding we have. We think that dollars and stocks and houses and cars, that's supply, that's wealth. But actually, wealth is not money. Wealth is not a car. Wealth is not a house. Wealth is not stocks and bonds. That's not wealth. That's not abundance. Those are the symbols of it, or the evidence of it. In the same way that if you look at a tree, the apples on an apple tree, the apples are not the abundance. They are the evidence of this infinite supply, this invisible life that's coursing through the tree and in due season appears as the fruits of that tree, which are apples. When we are in touch with that invisible life within ourselves, when we activate it and allow it to express, that invisible substance, that invisible supply, which really is our very essence, which really is our very life, our consciousness, our being, that actually manifests. It appears as the dollars and the houses and the cars and whatever is needed. But those things are not abundance. Those things are not real wealth. Those things are not real supply. They are the fruits or the evidence, the outward expression of supply. But supply, abundance, true wealth is an inside job. It's a state of consciousness. It's an activity of our awareness. It's the very substance of our being. Does that make sense? I know I'm throwing a lot out there, but you can watch this as many times as you want and really contemplate it. Don't get it merely intellectually, but begin to contemplate it. Now, the first step, besides accepting the premise that whatever you're missing is what you're not giving, that everything is within you, the first step to begin activating it is what I call the law of radiation, or radiate. And so, if you've been working with me for a while, you know a particular practice that I teach, which is the visualization, vibration, radiation exercise. And that's basically a process that I suggest you do in the morning, but you could do it whenever as well, where you visualize your ideal life or the ideal outcome of a particular situation. And you feel the feeling tone of it. You get in touch with the vibration of it. And then you let go of the picture. And we're not going to go into the details of why that's important. That's in a different training. But basically you stay with the vibration. And you begin to activate that vibration, because that vibration, what I call the visionary vibration, is the actual essence of the thing you want to experience in your life. It's really the substance of the thing. But then we move into what I call the radiation phase. And that's where you begin to radiate that vibration into every area of your life, and to everyone in your life, and to everyone on the planet. And I talk about imagining a planet before you like a small ball, and holding your hands out, and imagining this energy pouring in through your crown chakra, filling your body, activating through your heart space, through your arms, through your hands, and radiating to the planet. And you begin to feel that energy that you've activated radiating to the planet. So in this case, you could be radiating love, you could be radiating a sense of abundance, joy, peace, and you begin to bless everyone on the planet with that energy, saying in substance, may every being, every creature, and all of creation be blessed exceedingly and without exception. May every being, every creature, and all of creation be blessed exceedingly and without exception, unconditionally and without exception. And you feel the energy pouring through you, through your heart, through your hands, and you see the individuals on the planet being blessed with this. And it's particularly valuable to bless those people and places that you normally would withhold from. Those places that you might consider enemies, that you might consider foreign, that you might consider unworthy of the good that you're blessing. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in this, why that's so important, what the underlying principle to that is as well. But as you do this, you are activating, by giving it away, you are activating this infinite supply within you. You are increasing that vibration. You're activating more of it. You're releasing more of it, because you can only keep what you're willing to give away. We've heard before, cast your bread upon the water and it will return unto you. You only get to keep what you cast. You only get to keep what you give away, because whatever's missing is what you're not giving. Because the whole universe of good is in you. Life doesn't happen to you. Life happens through you. Not merely through your body, but through your consciousness. You are a center in divine mind. You are a center in this vortex of infinite supply. Infinite love, infinite peace, infinite joy, infinite abundance of every good and perfect thing. And as you give it, as you radiate it, you activate more of that potential. And what that does, it begins to lift your vibration, and that consciousness begins to clothe itself in the forms of good in your life. The higher your vibration, the more you've activated that particular quality, the more it manifests, it bears fruit in your experience. Now, you don't do it to get something, because if you're radiating to try to get back, then you've stepped back into a sense of being separate and apart from your good. You step back into the false premise that you're lacking something and you have to get something. And you forgot that whatever's missing is what you're not giving, because you already have it all. So you want to keep it unconditional. You want to keep the flow going out, radiating from this infinite vibration within you. And that activates more of that. Okay, so the first principle is radiate. And this is also good because a lot of people think, well, I want to be a bigger giver, but I don't have anything to give. I don't have any money. You know, I don't have enough money to even pay my own bills hardly, or maybe they don't think they have much talent or wisdom and they don't really know what to give. You can always give a prayer. You can always give a blessing. You can always activate and radiate a quality of your being. Always. And the more you do that, that's real. That's a real blessing you're conferring on people and on the planet. And the more you do that, the more you activate the flow of supply and abundance through you, which will show up as more and more concrete ways to give. You'll get more opportunities to give. The more you give, the more the universe gives you an opportunity to give. Gives you more stuff to give. All right? That's the first step. Radiate.